Hi friends, before we get into the video, I'm just going to introduce a new series that I'm making on my channel. It's called My Letter to Imogen, where you guys send in things that are happening to you in your life, experiences in your relationships, a relationship problem, a friendship problem that you want me to kind of dissect. I do have a degree in psychology. If you guys want to send through your scenario, your situation to mylettertoimogen@gmail.com, I will be taking everything from there, and once I have enough questions and like situations, I'm going to make a video on it. And now into the video. It's so funny. In the entire time that I've done YouTube, been maybe just under a year now, I've never done a Q&A. I feel like that's usually the first thing that YouTubers will do, is like some sort of get to know me video. When I first started YouTube, I just didn't think anyone wanted to see it. I've been putting up question boxes on Instagram, and even in the community section on my channel, I'll kind of be like, hey, do you guys have any questions? Kind of compile questions from different parts of my social. It's the thing that's missing on my channel. You guys don't know me that well. I have everything on my phone. Got some really interesting questions. Like, some of them are really deep. I feel like it'll be good to get into this because I love D&M. Maybe that's why I have a psychology degree. I do like to make topics on mindset and perspective and self-care. Again, I'm like a small channel, so I think it's great because I can actually see everyone's comments and see everyone's questions and nothing gets missed. I forgot to introduce myself. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Imogen. I am 26, I live in Australia, love everything to do with wellness. Fun fact, started off as a ceramics channel because my small business, which I'll get into because I'm doing a giveaway in this video, used to be predominantly hand-built ceramic. I would make all these mugs and plates. It's a very temperamental art form. Don't have the space for it right now. I leaned into the other aspect of my business, which is handmade necklaces. I also sell curated gold jewelry as well. My handmade necklaces are made literally by me. Everything is genuine. I only use ceramic or glass beads with real natural freshwater pearls. Also make illustrations as well. Kind of see this one hanging out on the wall over here. Yeah, I guess you could say I'm an artist. I'm also a freelancer as well. I do a few different jobs at the moment, but I do believe that content creation is my ultimate dream. It fulfills me, it makes me happy. It's something that I really want to pursue in life, especially because I have some pretty fun things coming up later this year, which I might talk about. Okay, so now I've introduced myself, I am going to get into the question. Is content creating your full-time now? If not, how are you balancing two jobs, and does this keep you financially secure? So, content creating is not my full-time job. I do see it as a job. I do make an income off of YouTube. My main job is freelance work. I do freelance content creation, and then on the weekends I also work in a boutique. I also study full-time as well, starting next week. So it's a lot. I am financially the best I think I've ever been, but it's a work in progress, right? I think it depends on what your goals are. I guess to answer the question, yes. I feel like these two jobs help me be financially secure. I fear that I'm going to burn out, but I have never really had financial stability in my whole life. I'm really determined to work on that for myself to help me have the best choices, to explore the things that I'm passionate about, and to, you know, travel ultimately, because travel is that thing that I never stop thinking about. Something that makes me feel most myself. Even if I just do like a little interstate trip, I just feel the most myself when I'm traveling. I think that's going to be a huge thing for me in my life, and it's something that I'm wanting to follow through with. So right now I'm in my saving phase. Heal and wellness has asked how to feel satiated when vegan. This one I think is one that I've only very recently discovered, and it's that I wasn't eating enough healthy fat. And if you have come as a subscriber to my channel from my weight loss video, you would already know about this, and I actually don't want to talk about this too much in this video, but I was diagnosed with PCOS a few years ago, and I was experiencing some pretty serious symptoms as a result, and the doctor that I worked with came up with a possible solution to try keto, because there is an abundance of scientific evidence to say that a high healthy fat diet has been really beneficial for women with hormonal issues. Healthy fats are vital for the way that we absorb vitamins. They help us produce hormones. It's just all around a great thing to include in your diet. Over the course of about 4 months, I lost about 11 kilos. And not just that though, like I don't want to focus on the weight loss. I became a lot healthier, I will say. I used to have inflammation in my whole body. Face used to be out here. The inflammation I was experiencing was horrendous. Including healthy fats into my diet not only healed my hormones, but it also makes you feel fuller. Jet yet? I'll put her profile up here. She actually asked me so many questions, and they're all really good questions. Starting off with tips to combine diet with lifestyle, work, times of stress. So essentially kind of looking at how to manage your diet when you're in those situations. And my biggest tip is to lower your decision making. This means eating the same meals every day if that's a possibility for you, meal prepping, knowing exactly what your go-tos are so you don't have to think about it too much, because one of the biggest roadblocks for me in my journey was the anxiety of trying to choose what to eat every day. And while it can be incredibly boring to start off with, there's been studies that have shown that successful people are people who have lowered their decision making on a day-to-day basis. It gives you room to think about other parts of your life. It also helps you to be more mindful in your choices as well. And I think once you start to lower your decision making and start to create a very predictable routine, it is easier to be more present and mindful in your everyday life, because you've just removed a big chunk of why you were stressed and why you were struggling in the first place. Definitely lower your decision making in any way that you can. This is going to help reduce stress in so many other areas of your life, guys. It's not just going to affect your diet, it's going to affect your fight or flight throughout the day. Can you share your most life-changing quotes that you keep living by? There's not too many, but they are very impactful for me. The first one, and probably the most profound for me, is be where your feet are, because I'm someone who does tend to get very swept away in what I fantasize almost about my life looking like and feeling like and being like. I have definitely gotten into a habit before of really just wanting to be anywhere but here, and I think this year is the first year that I am being genuinely really tested. Some of you guys might know this, some of you guys might not know this, but I was actually going to move to London the end of last year, and I was going to move with my ex-partner. We actually broke up while we were in Europe, so I had to reroute my whole plans and my whole life. And while at the time this seemed incredibly scary and upsetting, everything happens for a reason, for me it was incredibly difficult because I thought I'd be living in London right now. I thought I would be frolicking around Europe, you know, chasing my dreams. Instead, I am not there. That quote really helps to ground me when I start thinking about it. I still think it's a dream of mine. I know it's a dream of mine and I want to make it happen for myself, but it's just not feasible for me right now. It is very expensive to move to London. Actually really exciting because I found out a couple of days ago my dad's side of the family is Italian. There's like reasons that I won't get into as to why we didn't know this prior to literally a couple of days ago. It means that we're potentially entitled to dual citizenship, which means I could actually move to Italy, and that's a possibility that I've never thought about before. Like, I've dreamt of it. I've always said I would move to Italy, but I had no idea that I was Italian. I actually could get citizenship. Depends on a few little things, so it's definitely not guaranteed. They need to have not changed citizenship before giving birth to their child that we're related to, so it's like a whole thing. If I find out that I can move to Italy, I will definitely be moving to Italy. Anyway, that was a long-winded answer to a question that I just went on a rant about. Life-changing quotes, be where your feet are. Another one I love that I actually have tattooed on me is to go with the flow, or in French, to go with the current. Another one that I live by is sometimes you have to give up what you want in order to get what you deserve. The last one I'll read out by her is career struggles. How did you find your career and passion? Love you. Love you too. Career for me is still an ongoing thing. I'm passionate about psychology. Honestly, I'm just as equally passionate about content creation. I think I'm finally starting to turn that passion onto myself and explore my own abilities in content creation, creating vlogs, creating videos, sitting down with you guys, talking about mindset, talking about the things that I feel people need to hear. An ultimate dream of mine would be to make a lot of travel content as well, travel vlogs, and just really be some sort of source of coziness for people. It is such a privilege to be able to have reached the amount of people that I reached with my weight loss mindset video. I'm really proud of those tips and I still live by them. And the messages that I get from you guys daily blows my mind. It's reignited this sense of purpose within me, and it makes me want to keep going and keep making content like that so that I can reach more people. We're talking dream jobs. I think content creation, maybe even starting a podcast, would be an incredible dream for me because I feel fulfilled when I help people. But at the moment I am doing my postgrad studies in people and culture, which is sort of a mixture of psychology and business, human resources. There are a lot of things that I'm passionate about and I just need to see what happens for me and see where life takes me. What do you do if you have sweet cravings? If you guys have seen my how to get into ketosis video, I make this mug brownie that I'm obsessed with. Sometimes I'll have it like twice a day, but I do think sugar is not the best thing for you, and for me personally, my body doesn't like it. I break out, I feel sick, so I do have to limit my sugar intake and even artificial sweetener intake as well. So I typically try and avoid it, but I'll I'll go ahead and have some yochi if I want, or a mug brownie if I want. It really just depends on how I feel and the time of the month and everything. Cortisol things, and I think this is so interesting. I had my cortisol levels 3 times the normal limit before I went on keto. They have gone down to the normal range now. I do truly believe that it is how I healed my PCOS through changing my diet that had really helped my cortisol, but also my life changed drastically. My lifestyle changed. I now live on the coast, which is a very slow pace kind of lifestyle, and I also had a big chunk of stress removed from my life as well. I think there are quite a few factors that play into it. When it comes to stress, I do think lifestyle factors make a profound impact on us and our stress levels, and I think trying to have healthy coping mechanisms while also knowing that you don't just have to cope sometimes you can just leave situations if it's stressing you out. I don't know, I'm just a big believer in not putting up with things if it doesn't make you feel good. This is very sweet. It's so interesting because I don't feel like I have a clean girl style. Kind of don't align myself with like the clean girl aesthetic. I do have a very minimal approach to makeup and beauty. If you guys follow me on TikTok, you'll probably know that, but I do have a few tips, and honestly my biggest one is skincare and looking after your skin, specifically skin needling. I know it's expensive and it hurts really, really good, and it really works as well. And I do have a bit of like a high maintenance to be low maintenance routine as well, which I mentioned in my vlog, which I think might actually be coming up the same day as this, so go watch it. But I do use like a little bit of fake tan, like to sculpt certain areas of my face. I saw someone do it on TikTok and now I do it like every night. I think just finding ways to complement your features, I think that is the most important thing for me. When I do eyeliner that goes up instead of out, I just look weird. I think you're gonna look best when you actually stick to things that look good on you and not try and just do makeup looks that you see other people doing that look good on their face. Sorry if the lighting's changing, by the way. It's midday, so it's a little bit weird. Are you living a calm and slow life? If yes, how to get there? Oh, this is so hard. I'm not living a calm life, I would say. But I don't mean that in a way to say that I'm living a stressful life, but I definitely wouldn't say it's calm. Like having 3 jobs including YouTube, studying full-time is not necessarily what I'd say is calm, but I do feel like I have really set myself up for success to cope with that through other outlets. So creative outlet, exercise, nutrition, and I make sure that I do things that make me happy. For example, I knew I wanted a remote job that allowed me to have more flexibility, to allow me to have more work-life balance, and I went out there and I did it for myself. I feel so strongly that manifestation is real. When I started saying out loud, I want a remote job, I want this, I want that, I started just getting everything that I was saying that I wanted. I was talking to my sister about this the other day actually. The power of speaking things into existence is so underrated. I can't believe I've never done it until now, but really what you say has such an impact on your life, because you can think it in your head, but thoughts are just like passing cars on a highway, right? You can choose not to acknowledge those thoughts, but when you actively come out and say, I want this, I want that, I want this kind of job, and you get really specific about it, just sit back and watch it happen for you. Obviously there's so much more involved into like manifestation than that, like there's science behind it. I started to rearrange and design my life to fit my need, and now I feel like things are falling into place because of that. And I actually have a video coming up which is kind of related. It's called How to Thrive in Life as an Introvert, and because I am like an extroverted introvert, I go into tips on how to literally design your life, design your routine to fit what you want out of life and to make sure that you're not getting too drained. So yeah, I'm not necessarily living a calm and slow life, but I feel like I am, even though I'm not, because of the way that I've set up my lifestyle. Last question on the list is, do you feel like people look at you differently now that you've lost weight? Yes. 100%. And this is not the first time I've had a major weight loss in my life, but it is the only time I've sustained my weight loss past like a couple of months as an adult as well. Guys, like there's no part of me that thinks the way that we are physically doesn't matter to how other people perceive us, because it absolutely does. I actually grew up being like one of the biggest girls in my class. I was quite overweight, again, had PCOS, had a lot of hormonal issues. I was bullied really badly for my weight all through primary school and high school. Used to get like physically punched pinch. I had my food stolen from me every day. I had that happen, and then I also had just like general bullying, name calling, people calling me fat every day. Really awful things, right? Going from that and being an adult and experiencing people like following me on social media for the way that I look, constantly making comments about how I look, and even just like in day-to-day life, the privileges that people get when they look a certain way, it's odd to me. It's genuinely odd, and I think people need to acknowledge that like pretty privilege exists. However, for me personally, I still struggle to see myself the way that I look right now. It's really hard for me to almost like accept that people view me in a different way. But yeah, it's very interesting, the idea of like public perception on how you look and relating to weight loss. But yes, people definitely view me differently, and never intended to have happen from the weight loss. The weight loss was actually just a byproduct of me changing my diet for my hormones, but it definitely did change that for me. The sun is really annoying me right now. I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. There are a few more questions, but I might leave them for the next Q&A. If you have any questions, please leave them below. It actually leads me on to my next topic, which is giveaway. I am doing a giveaway for Dreamy. I am giving away literally my entire collection, plus an illustration of your choice, plus a handmade necklace of your choice. You can choose out of the 3 that I'm putting up right on the screen. You can choose one of them. I've never done anything like this before, but I wanted to say thank you to you guys. I wanted to give back. The way to enter the giveaway is to comment below a question for the next Q&A. Follow me on Instagram and make sure you're subscribed. That's literally, it is an international giveaway. Anyone can enter. You just have to be above 18. Thank you guys so much for watching this Q&A. I thought I'd be way more scared and like nervous than I was, but it's been really fun. It's been nice to kind of, I don't know, show a little bit more of my personality on my channel. I feel like I'm slowly getting more comfortable being in front of the camera. So I will see you guys in the next video. I have polls up all the time going on my channel to ask you guys what you want to see from me next. I love you guys so much. You guys have a lovely rest of your week. I'll see you in the next one.